Guys, this is Survivor Series review.
Yep.
So we had 10 people fight at the pre-show.
We did.
And we were very concerned. The idea that since they had only advertised that there was going to be one Survivor Series elimination match, that they were going to negate that to the pre-show.
And then just have the other, 6 matches on the show.
So what this one was...
We had
Stardust and the Ascension and...
Miz and Bo Dallas.
And they went against the Dudley Boys, Titus O'Neil, Gross,
Neville,
and the returning Goldust. Heyo.
Yeah. Honestly, that was the highlight of this match for me, was that Goldust is back.
Yeah, and just to keep it short, Neville was the only person eliminated from his team, as the rest of his team got to make a clean sweep of the heel team, including Bubba Ray eliminating Connor with a rock bottom.
Yes. And Goldust eliminated Victor with a power slam.
So, this is kind of just a tangentially related thought.
Okay.
So I'm thinking how, as excited as I was for the Dudleys to return, they haven't, done anything super noteworthy or super to keep me, really invested in their current WWE run. And so I was thinking, WWE needs enhancement talent again. We've said this before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, does the existence of NXT ruin the idea of enhancement talent on the main roster?
I don't think it should. Me and Tony were having this conversation yesterday before Survivor Series. We said, why not bring up guys from NXT to be in enhancement matches on Raw and SmackDown, just to go back down and work their way up through NXT. If you've got guys that you're like, hey, we're going to get ready to put you on TV, so we're going to give you a quick little taste, we'll send you to Raw, we'll send you to SmackDown, you'll have a quick 2-minute match, just to kind of see what you're headed to, and then give them a run on NXT. Why not? It's not like someone's going to go, oh yeah, remember when that guy got squashed by Ryback? That's the whole idea. You don't remember
Black Cheese
people.
was one of those guys.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
it's... Because the idea I was coming up with is, NXT has enhancement talent, just use those guys.
Yeah.
I think they should just go back to the days of using one local dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they've used ROH, they used Will Ferrara as a fucking cameraman.
Yeah.
Or let's have, established jobbers.
Yeah, let's bring back Barry Horowitz.
Anyway, that's, literally all I have to say about that match.
Alright, so yeah, that match ended with Stardust getting 3D'd by the Dudley Boys.
Hey!
Then our
3D'd into the 5th D.
There's a lot of D's.
Stardust likes the D.
Then we had our first semifinals match. We had Alberto Del Rio versus Roman Reigns. This match was boring.
Del Rio...
Del Rio was boring.
These guys were curtain jerking each other pretty hard.
I realized why Del Rio sucks.
Uh-oh.
Do tell.
He left WWE in such a way that was so bitter on both parties, that he's here for a paycheck, and since he has his contract for however long and is just going to go back to Lucha Underground, he's just coasting.
Probably.
Ew, I hope you're...
Probably.
I hate it when you're right, Thomas.
Sometimes.
Especially with Survivor Series.
That occurred to me in this match.
The whole process that I thought about during last episode, or volume or edition.
Episode 75.
The idea of the fact that Del Rio was going to work over Roman Reigns' arm because of the fact that Roman Reigns' arm seemed to be the target during the rest of the tournament didn't really pan out at all.
Not until the end of the match.
Yeah.
And then Del Rio lost anyway.
Yeah. I did, as I was watching Owens and Ambrose, something occurred to me, kind of thinking, your idea of that building up to working over Reigns' arm got me thinking of what else were they building up to? And I realized that's why Ambrose has been wrestling so technical this tournament. He was preparing for Reigns.
Yeah, and that leads into the next match being Kevin Owens versus Dean Ambrose.
Arguably the best match on the show.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say top 3.
Yeah.
Okay,
There
yeah.
are 3 good matches.
Yeah, I think maybe we're all in agreement.
Yeah.
We'll mention which ones we think they are as we get to them.
I think I can think of 2. I don't know what the third one is, so we'll figure that out when we get there.
No, they put on a really good match. A lot of clever counters.
Yes.
Yeah.
And especially at the end too. They're back and forth. How many super kicks or how many pop-up power bombs are gonna happen at the end was really fun.
I really loved the first pop-up powerbomb counter into the rebound clothesline.
Yes.
Because that move is cool when done right.
And that was the right way to do
Right.
it.
It's used too often, I think.
I agree.
So it leaves it to where the opponent should see it coming at least half the time.
Yeah. And then the second pop-up powerbomb attempt was actually turned into a Rana,
Yeah.
which then threw off Kevin Owens, and when he got up, Ambrose was able to roll into Dirty Deeds, and he moves on to the finals to face Roman Reigns.
I'm gonna give my big kudos to Dean Ambrose for doing a Hurricane Rana,
Yeah.
which is forcibly sitting your crotch down on a person's shoulder neck region after Kevin Owens gave him a crotch first F5 onto the announce table.
Yeah.
Yeah, what,
Just pick him up on your shoulders, hurl him crotch first in the announce table. If you didn't
Owens is
already,
like, this would be a great idea. Ambrose is like, this is a terrible idea.
I think that's why the main event went so short.
Ambrose's balls hurt.
Ambrose is like, I left CZW for this.
I'd rather get attacked with a table saw. Then we had our second Survivor Series match, which we didn't know was going to happen.
Yeah, but it's good. New Day,
Yeah.
all 3 of them, teaming with Wade Barrett and Shamus.
Shamus.
And
So-
they went against the Usos, the Lucha Dragons, and Ribic.
Yeah, I just want to say, as I was watching this match made me hopeful that since we already saw Sheamus, he wasn't going to cash in.
You know what?
This match is what actually made me realize 100% that Sheamus was going to cash in.
Because they did the exact same thing with Rollins at Mania.
Yeah.
They had him lose earlier in the show to make you think, okay, we forget about that guy, and then
Yeah.
he comes back at the end.
Especially
and
because
cashes
he
in.
lost in such grand fashion because it was 3 against 1 at the end.
See,
Yeah.
for me, it wasn't the idea that he lost that made me hopeful. It was the idea that he was wrestling, whereas all the build-up to Survivor Series had no mention of him. And I thought he was just going to be like nowhere to be found and then cash in.
Unfortunately, here's a quick note. The one person that was nowhere to be found was Cesaro, because unfortunately he'll be out for 4 to 6 months with a shoulder injury, which he had surgery on today, Monday.
I feel like
Sunday, Monday, whatever. So he's out for like half a year.
I feel like currently WWE has the most talented roster they've ever had and the most injured roster they've ever had.
They have the most talented roster on the shelf. They have all their really good action figures set up there. Like, we're gonna play with these stupid
Seth
ones.
Rollins, the Masters, Hideo Itami and Sami Zayn,
Daniel Bryan. It's a rough world in the WWE universe right now. Sheamus would end up getting left by himself at the end of this match because after Big E got eliminated, Xavier Woods and Kofi just decided they were going to walk away.
Yeah,
and
Barrett took a quick elimination towards the beginning.
Yes. So then Sheamus was... This was actually pretty fun. Sheamus was Rona'd by Kalisto into a super kick from Jimmy and then hit with...
The shell shock?
Yes. The Rana super kick, shell shock, and face team picks up the win. Alright, then we had the Divas title match.
Arguably other match of the night.
This match was fantastic.
It started off kind of slow, and I was kind of worried towards the beginning, because it felt like they were forcing a lot of things, but then it really picked up in the middle, and they had just a fantastic fight.
I think, to me, a lot of it was, I felt like they didn't want to come out of the gates, wham bam, here's everything we have.
Well, yeah.
They wanted to put a slow build onto the match.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was about to say, is I think they wanted to put a slow build on it. It's just that everything that came before it, we needed a fast, exciting start. So had the card been structured better, the opening to this match would have worked better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, definitely.
I think, to me, the where things really started to pick up for me was the first time Charlotte puts Paige in the figure 4, and they repeatedly roll towards the outside.
Yeah.
Oh,
and then Charlotte actually slides out of the ring and keeps the figure 4 with that extra pressure on Paige.
Yeah. I also liked that, like, immediately when she put her in the figure 4, she didn't even give Paige time to sell the figure 4 before she slapped her in the face.
Yeah.
She's just like, fuck you. Just like adding immediate, just like trying to piss off Paige while she's tied up in this submission. So yeah, I mean, they really carried that animosity from last week's Raw into Survivor Series really well. You could tell when they were announcing the title match that, like, Charlotte didn't even woo. She had her eyes locked on Paige the whole time. So they told a really great story, continuing off of the really emotional ending to the Go Home show.
Yeah, and they tried to put in, like, a lot of high spots.
Yeah,
for
they
Big
did.
Divas match, like Charlotte spearing Paige off of the barricade.
Yeah.
Like, why were they on the barricade in the first place? Not something that normally happens in Divas matches, let alone matches.
Yeah.
But hey, it happened and it was cool.
And that dude with the cell phone was super excited that Paige was all up in his grill.
And then was kind of mad at Charlotte that she took it away.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Charlotte ends up getting the figure 4 on again and turns it into the figure 8, where she actually... I thought this was clever because like the angle that she had, she was actually kind of blocking the ropes from Paige, and Paige was kind of like bent in a way that she really couldn't move in that submission. And this actually plays into what happens on Raw. We'll talk about that in the next video. But Paige does end up tapping out, and Charlotte retains the Divas Championship.
Yeah.
So, good on you, ladies. Then we had Tyler Breeze versus Dolph Ziggler.
Arguably another match of the night candidate.
Okay.
These are all the ones I was thinking.
All right. Once again, they carried the story that they've been telling very well.
Yeah.
Summer Rae, I don't think she really got too involved. I kind of expected her to get more involved.
Well, there was the one where Tyler Breeze hid behind her and she gave, like, the cliche...
Oh, the B-movie horror
movie scream?
Yeah.
Ah! Get away! Like you haven't slept with them 1,000 times.
Ooh.
Slut.
Slutter Ray.
I see what you did there.
So not clever.
But no, Tyler Breeze ends up picking up the win in a very classic heel move. Like, he's got himself tied to the ropes where you think he's like, he's trying to chicken out of this suplex that Ziggler's trying to give him over the top rope. And so, he's clutching onto the ropes, and then when Ziggler thinks, okay, what the hell are you doing? He, like, kicks him in the knee, and then gets in and then hits him with the Unprettier.
Yeah.
And I thought that was just a fantastic way for Tyler Breeze to pick up his first pay-per-view win.
Yeah, the one thing is to me, it was really kind of overdone in the way that this recently happened twice to Ryback, like, in the last month, where he had, like, 2 matches in a row where the ending was he was reaching for somebody who was, like, hugged around the bottom rope, and they kicked him in the side, which was, like, injured, and then got the win with a finisher. Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens both did that.
Forgot about that.
Not taking away from their creativity, especially because it was fun hearing Dolph Ziggler get frustrated because he was talking a lot while they were in that suplex position.
Yeah. Okay.
Jesus.
So before the whole ending spot, I want you had the pin spot that you thought was hilarious.
No, it was great because it was really early in the match. Dolph goes for the first cover of the match, and goes to the referee's like, count it! And the ref gets down, and Breeze kicks out before one count, and he's like, never mind.
or don't. No, yeah, it's fun when people use that in matches. They just talk a lot of trash. Kevin Owens does it probably better than anybody on the roster, but
with the exception of maybe the trombone.
The trombone, Kevin Owens. Now Dolph Ziggler takes the third spot. But yeah, Tyler Breeze picking up his first pay-per-view win, so good for him. Then we had the big tag team match that's been built up. The 25 years of Undertaker, Brothers of Destruction taking on the Wyatt family, and we actually thought we knew which two members were going in.
Swerve.
And then they changed it on us again.
Thanks Wikipedia for setting me up for thinking I was going to get 2 points. But no.
Nope.
Keep the black sheep out of the match. That's racist.
Okay. First, I know everyone complains about how long the Undertaker's entrance is, but I thought this tag team entrance of him and Kane was really fucking cool. I loved that's the thing about the Undertaker, is that he does have all these things that are supposed to try and get into the mind of their opponents, and I feel like with the fact that this is his 25th anniversary of being in the WWE, I thought this was a fantastic way to really pay tribute to how long and how diligent he's been in the company.
No, I really liked the casket a lot.
The casket photo montage?
Because at first when I saw it being lowered, I'm like, oh, he's going to come out of the casket. That's really awesome.
Yeah.
And then he just walked out. I was like, what's the casket for then?
Yeah. And
then there was like 10 pictures of him in the casket. Now, that was the thing, too, is when Tony was here, he couldn't even see the casket.
Yeah. Him and our buddy Sean, I was like, whoa, what's the big casket for? And Sean's like,
what casket?
I'm like, right there. I go, oh, I didn't even see it. And also the when Kane did the fire thing and both of the Undertaker symbols exploded in fire. Fucking cool.
Yeah.
This whole entrance was sick. The match was good too. I felt like it didn't have. There was something missing from it.
Yeah.
I felt like, I don't know. It's just kind of over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of build for something that just kind of ended.
Well, it's like I had said on predictions. Like, I thought that it was gonna. Well, okay, I said Rowan because no one else had said Rowan. That's the real reason. But I convinced myself that it was gonna be them, like, taking out the Wyatt family, leading up to Undertaker vs. Bray 1-on-1. And we needed something like that. We needed to really want Undertaker to get his hands on Bray.
Yeah.
And this wasn't that.
Yeah, no, it definitely had a lackluster air about it. I think there was a lot of... The crowd was kind of already done with the show at this point.
Because they knew...
Because once Roman Reigns advanced over Alberto Del Rio and nothing sketchy happened, it was a foregone conclusion. Roman Reigns was winning the tournament.
Yeah.
And, you know, no one... I don't think anybody really thought that Undertaker and Kane were going to lose this match.
No.
Yeah.
It's just one thing, it didn't have any kind of air of surprise about it.
Yeah.
And it was fundamentally a good match, but it didn't have one of those, like, to me, a big standout moment where I go, oh, look, they did this, they did that. You know, with the exception of outside interference.
Yeah.
When, you know, at the very beginning, they double chokeslammed Rowan, and towards the end, they double chokeslammed Braun Strowman through the Spanish announce table.
That was about the biggest thing, was the, you know, taking out Braun Strowman and leaving Harper and Wyatt by themselves.
Also, do either of you guys get nervous when Undertaker does old school, that he's just going to blow out his knees?
You know what?
Lands?
I have never had that fear until last night. When I was watching it, I was like...
It's been like the last 2 or 3 years for me, every time he goes for old school, which has been like 3 times in the last 3 years. More so this year.
More so this year. He's had quite a few matches this year.
But, yeah, no, I always get nervous that when he comes down that he's going to blow his knees out.
No, I for some reason
Because his walk isn't steady anymore. He's very shaky on his feet.
Well, and you can tell when he makes that landing, like he has like this little hop at the end, like he's trying to make sure that his knees still work. No, I was actually worried that he was just gonna fuck it up completely last night. I thought he's gonna start walking and he's gonna slip, but he didn't slip.
He's never gonna slip. I don't think that's the thing that's gonna happen.
I don't know. But yeah, Brothers of Destruction end up picking up the win after Undertaker hits Luke Harper with a tombstone.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, I guess it gave us an end to this thing. And on Raw, I don't even know where this is going.
No.
I mean,
no, and I think what it ended up being was, okay, this is really cool. They're playing off of the Mania match. They're building a storyline with Undertaker and Kane and the Wyatts, which is cool. And they do a lot of really cool stuff with the druids and the sheep masks and fire and lightning. And what it ends up being is just, it's a glorified squash match almost.
It's
pretty much.
Where it's just, we had this huge epic build-up, just have Undertaker and Kane really look strong.
Yeah, both matches they failed to build Bray as a credible threat.
Yeah, once again, we're left with Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family just kind of floundering.
Right.
Like there's no takeaway like, we had Undertaker and Kane down and out.
Right.
Yeah, for like a week.
Yeah, I said after Taker beat him at Mania that he was still golden because that match did a lot for the Bray Wyatt character.
He still had a match with the Undertaker.
Yeah, they dropped the ball after that, but that wasn't
the match itself. There was nothing wrong with the match.
But in this case, because he hasn't won a feud.
Yeah, I thought the build at the beginning of this with taking out Undertaker and Kane within 24 hours of each other from Hell in a Cell to Raw was like the perfect way to start building the Wyatt family as a credible force. They did a great job until Undertaker and Kane came back, which is cool because you have Undertaker and Kane come back, but then you should still have the Wyatt family more so than just controlling the druids. Have some sort of moment where they feel like they are more powerful than the Brothers of Destruction.
Kane should have turned on Taker. Because the Wyatts could have brainwashed him. I know they tried it before and it sucked. But I think with the idea that they beat down The Undertaker, that they beat down Kane, carried him back, that Bray was talking how he controls the forces of darkness now, how he has the power, they could have brought out the urn.
So, pseudo what they did with Daniel Bryan, but use Kane?
Yeah, with the urn, and then do it to where then we could have build up, now it's The Undertaker versus the Wyatts, plus Kane, by himself. Taker has to go take everyone else out. He does because he's The Undertaker. Leads to big one-on-one match between Taker and Kane, leads to big one-on-one match between Bray Wyatt. All the meanwhile, Bray Wyatt, Kane, and the Wyatt family have been dominating other wrestlers in the build-up.
Yeah, there's so much more that could be done with this combination of characters, just in general. And I think the fact that, one of the big things that I think took away from this match was the fact that it was just a plain tag team match.
Yeah.
There wasn't a stipulation on it. The fact that, they went out of their way to build a Survivor Series sized team stable and not use that in a Survivor Series style match.
Yeah, and not only that, but, there was just so much more. I felt like they were just trying to rush to a point where, we need to have Undertaker have a big moment for his 25-year anniversary.
Yeah.
They didn't really put any thought, what is this going to do for Bray Wyatt and company? It's just, okay, we need Undertaker to do something big, so here's a big build-up, Undertaker wins.
Yeah.
Don't know.
And Brett.
Yeah. We've talked more about this segment than anything else.
Well, we're at the main event now.
Just like when I was watching Survivor Series. Already?
Yep, already.
That's-
We are at the main event.
That's it?
Where
And-
Roman Reigns took on Dean Ambrose in the finals of the WWE World Heavyweight Championship
This
tournament.
match was good.
The match was fine.
Yeah, like It
I have
went
no
a little
qualms.
short, but it was good.
Yeah, that was the one thing that disappointed me. Was yes, they both wrestled
Yeah.
earlier, which is completely acceptable. Why you wouldn't want to have a long match at the end?
But why didn't you just put like another match on the card?
Yeah.
I was just thinking,
Because the show did end 10 minutes early.
They could have stretched their match 5 more minutes.
Yeah.
I don't think that would have been an issue for either Roman Reigns or Dean Ambrose. So I can't say that it's the fact that they've wrestled once before
Yeah.
that night. So I think it definitely lacked. The fact that it was so quick made it lack a bit of oomph.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think they had nearly as many near falls as they should have.
I think the one thing that I appreciated the most in this match is that both of them, like, once that bell rang, or I guess it was they had that one promo earlier.
Yeah.
After Ambrose advanced, where Roman Reigns says, usually I'd give you a big hug and say congratulations, but now it's on. And like they literally gave no fucks about each other in the
Yeah.
match,
Yeah.
which I really appreciated.
The biggest selling point for me was Dean Ambrose trying to make you believe that he was a credible contender.
Yeah.
Because it became Dean Ambrose, you could see, like, he's being so focused on this match that he didn't even take the time to remove the shredded up tank top from the match before.
Right.
How it stayed, it stayed wrapped
I
around.
didn't even
Yeah.
think about
He-
that.
you know,
That's
It was Dean Ambrose being so zeroed in and focused on winning this match or just winning the championship in general that he didn't change into fresh gear. He didn't put on a new tank top. The first time since being up on the main roster that he's wrestled a match completely shirtless the entire time.
Yeah.
Which is something I know WWE doesn't like him doing a lot because he's got a lot of scars.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really notice it all that much. So
I think they make up the scars.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did.
They possibly do. But yeah,
Because
I
if
mean,
you look at the pictures, like WWE.com did an article on wrestlers with scars, and they had pictures of Ambrose's scars, and they're pretty noticeable. So I think they're makeup. So
Yeah,
they,
the fact that everything's HD now.
yeah, they kind of have to cover stuff up like that. But yeah, so not the most grandiose of finishes either, because Roman Reigns hits a spear
Yeah.
and picks up the win, and we get the cool rebonding moment where Ambrose, despite losing, gives
looks like the drunk uncle at Thanksgiving. And then he rolls out of the ring into obscurity.
Yes. Yeah, not to be seen again for the rest of the night. While
He got lost in all the confetti.
while Roman Reigns is he's happy, he won the
Bathing in
title,
confetti.
there's all kinds of pyro going on, and Triple H's music
I
hits.
wish freaking, like, even though it wouldn't make any sense at all, but Xavier Woods should have came out with a trombone and just started doing like a little, like, happy song for Roman Reigns.
I feel like
Santino should have came out and marched.
I feel like
Rusev should have came out with a Roman Reigns flag and angry waved it.
things. God, okay, we're gonna talk about this now.
Yep.
Yeah, Triple H comes down and wants to shake Roman's hand, wants to congratulate him for winning the tournament. Roman just kind of gives him a funny look and starts to walk towards the ropes. Drops the title, turns around and spears Triple H.
Really unnecessary spear.
Yeah.
Yeah, like my thing is. I'll talk about once we get all
Yeah.
this shit out of the way.
I'm feeling like Triple H was just out there to shake his hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Congratulations on winning the tournament that I set up.
honestly,
Despite not taking my offer to go straight to the finals.
you have to think, like, Roman Reigns should have been able to realize Like, I feel like in his head he's going, I could spear Triple H. And there will probably be absolutely zero backlash or any repercussions whatsoever.
I can totally get away with the spear. But yeah, that sets up for Sheamus to come out and bro kick Roman Reigns.
No. And then he cashes in, and he goes for a pin, and Roman Reigns kicks out, and he gets everybody's hopes up, but then Roman Reigns gets bro kicked again.
Coming in for a spear, he gets bro kicked again. Here, okay, yeah, Sheamus is the fucking champion. Plain and simple, Sheamus is the fucking champion.
Not to say he's the champion of fucking. He is the champion of WWE.
So, immediately after Sheamus won the Money in the Bank, he was dropped back down to obscure mid-card guy. I wonder if that's going to happen, like, within the next 3 weeks.
Of winning the championship.
Yeah, like
he's going to be the mid-card champion.
Yeah.
Jesus. So, okay, like, I feel like what the ending sequence here was so out of order. I feel like Triple H should have been out there the whole time. His whole thing is, this is his tournament.
Yep.
His guy lost the championship. He should be out there to, award the championship to whomever wins. And then while the confetti is going, try and make it look like Triple H isn't going to side with Sheamus and fuck Roman Reigns over. Have Triple H seem like the neutral party. He's literally got two guys that he doesn't really like. They're both in the finals, though.
And honestly, they should have used all white confetti so Sheamus blended in better.
I'm getting to that. While Triple H is congratulating Roman Reigns, while the confetti is coming down, while the pyro is going off, that's when Sheamus should have attacked.
Well, according to Michael Cole,
Michael Cole's a fucking
That's what
liar
happened.
on Raw. No, that's what it should have been in the midst of that celebration. Triple H should have already awarded the championship.
I think Sheamus... here's a piece of advice for anyone who gets Money in the Bank after this. Even though...
Side with Triple H.
No, I'm just saying...
Works.
Right here off the bat is when you're about to cash in, when you hand the briefcase over to the referee, and your opponent's already hurt or knocked out or whatever.
Oh,
But have them whisper announce that you're doing it so your opponent doesn't realize what's going on. You should just sneak the briefcase over and have them whisper he's cashing in the Money in the Bank, and then
that
try to be a
reminds me
surprise.
of when Crash Holly was the hardcore champion, and he hadn't slept for days because
Jerry
he was so
Briscoe.
paranoid.
Jerry Briscoe's the new hardcore champion. And Jerry's like, yeah.
I'm just saying it worked for him. It worked for you.
Sheamus is champion.
I think what would have fixed this segment for me is if when Sheamus came out to cash in, Triple H took the briefcase and then just started laughing his way back up the ramp.
That might have made me the
Silly
most
Sheamus,
happiest,
you're not Seth Rollins.
happiest guy on the planet. Yeah, before that had happened, I hadn't figured out, or I hadn't heard that Cesaro was actually injured. So I was just keeping out the hopes that Cesaro was going to come out and either screw Sheamus over or screw everyone over and be the guy with Triple H.
It's revealed that Cesaro has a secret Money in the Bank contract.
Well, that was
that
my
he
thought.
cashes in after Sheamus catches in.
My thought was that just Sheamus comes in and Triple H grabs the briefcase from Sheamus and gives it to Cesaro, and Cesaro's able to cash it in just because fuck you, Triple H.
Little do we know that before
Cesaro.
Little do we know that before the pre-show they actually had a random Money in the Bank ladder match. It was a dark Money in the Bank ladder match.
And it was Sheamus versus Heath Slater, Damian Sandow, Zack Ryder,
and
Torito.
Yeah.
And Cesaro won.
Curtis Axel.
And so the crowd was pumped all night for some reason.
Yeah.
Closing thoughts.
I
Survivor
give
Series.
Survivor Series 7 trombones out of 20.
Ooh. Ooh, that's not even a 50%.
Hawk, what are you giving Survivor Series?
Whoa.
Give it a grade. Give your final statements about Survivor Series.
Also,
Ambrose and Owens look strong.
Survivor Series might have earned like 14 or 15 trombones out of 20 had Sheamus not cashed his Money in the Bank.
Fair enough.
So Owens, Ambrose.
Owen and Ambrose.
They look big.
Kevin Owens, Dean Ambrose, Paige, Charlotte, Dolph Ziggler, Tyler Breeze. You guys carried the show.
Yeah.
The second Survivor Series match was fun.
Yeah.
That's one thing we didn't talk about.
Yeah.
The 4-person dive from the Usos and Lucha Dragons,
Yeah,
and then
that was-
Ryback coming off the top.
Yeah, that
So-
was an awesome Ryback moment.
That was a scary Ryback moment. No, I mean, I always like to grade the shows, but I don't like to give shows low grades because that makes me sound mean and super critical. And I like WWE, so I want to support them, but I mean, they get like a D-.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, okay, I did.
I think C had Sheamus not cashed in.
I'm not gonna be that detrimental. I'm gonna say it gets a B-. So it's not.
I'm just saying, like, the main event slot of your show should be the most exciting portion
Yeah.
Yes.
of your show, and the last 40 minutes of it was the least
rough.
exciting portion,
Yeah.
in my
Really
opinion.
rough.
The fact that you had first the Del Rio Roman Reigns match, which was lackluster, start the show, and then the tag team match and the tournament finals were both lackluster matches that really didn't hold the people's attention all that well.
Yeah.
To close the show, I mean, that's the biggest part of wrestling, whether you're talking about the shows in general or the matches. You've got to open strong and you've got to close strong.
Yeah.
And they did neither. And
Yeah.
Sheamus is the fucking champion.
Yeah.
And we were already really thrown off that the Survivor Series match was on the pre-show. So.
And Sheamus won the championship.
So, did you hear that Sheamus is the WWE World Heavyweight Champion?
What?
Sheamus won the championship.
Fuck Sheamus.
God damn it.
Yeah.
I've got something in my eye, and that's more pleasant than Sheamus being the WWE champion.
Thanks for watching. Like, favorite, subscribe.
Links, click them.
Click the links. Comment what you thought about Survivor Series. You can rant on it if you want.
Please do.
Yeah.
If you rant, and especially it's an anti-Sheamus rant,
He'll read it.
Yeah,
I will read it aloud on
Yeah.
We'll do
this page.
We'll do a specific video
I will
just
do a
for you.
sit down rant. I will sit in the middle. I will
Story time with Kevin Hawk.
absolutely. I'm gonna write one
Uh,
and create a fake YouTube profile just to make this happen.
Check out the playlist because we're about to talk about one of the strangest episodes of Monday Night Raw we've seen in a long time.
Yeah, this.
So get ready for that. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you hopefully at the Weird Ass Raw review.
Where Sheamus is the champion.
Fuck!